on the Furman Paladins. Bryant Lambert alongside Jonathan Williams with you. As we take a look, Jonathan, at these Southern Conference standings, this 3 versus 4 matching up here tonight inside Timmons Arena. Furman a half game up on Samford, despite losing earlier this year in a closely contested battle in Birmingham.
Yeah, it just shows you the parity, especially in 1 through 5. Furman is going to have their hands full because both teams are on a 4-game winning streak and are looking to take care of business tonight.
Taking a look at the players to watch, first for the Bulldogs. Tell you what, someone who put up nearly 30 points in that first matchup, she can do it all over the court.
Yeah, Andrea Cornoyer is a definite walking bucket with a high IQ, which always puts her in the right place at the right time. She scored 29.6 assists in her last game, so Furman has to stick to her like a shadow.
For the Paladins, it's a 3-time Southern Conference Player of the Month. Tara Hodge is basically a walking double-double.
Walking double-double that can present uneven matchups all over the floor. And she does it night in and night out. It doesn't matter what kind of plan you have for her. She always reigns supreme. So Samford has to make sure that they are putting a body on her and playing her with physicality the entire night.
The Paladins and the Bulldogs set to tip off. Furman in the home white. Bulldogs Road Navy. Worth noting, Natalie Armstrong not with the team. The senior out of Norcross, Georgia, comes in averaging near 10 points a game, unavailable tonight. So the Bulldogs will be without her, but plenty of big bodies to go against Grace Van Rye and others. Will be Van Rye set to tip against the freshman out of Lilburn, Georgia for the Bulldogs and Glulock.
And Armstrong will be missed because of her motor and how well she hunts angles. Just another post player that puts a lot of pressure in the paint for Samford.
Controls the tip. There's the starting 5 for the Bulldogs, going right down the middle, layup off the mark. And here comes Furman. There you see the Paladins starting 5, a team that likes to get out and run. Tate Walters knocks down her opening 3. The sophomore for the Paladins comes in averaging nearly 14 points a game.
And that's what makes Furman scary when they get out in the open floor and move the ball fast before the defense can transition. Samford's bigger than Furman, which is rare to say, but they are. They've got great size down low, and they're going to try to use that to their advantage, while Furman is going to look to use speed to theirs.
Alton looking to go coast to coast. Baseline jumper on the way. Henley goes, and a quick 5-0 run to start the game for the Paladins. This Furman team, winners of 5 straight before falling on Saturday at Wofford, a team playing with a lot of confidence, a lot of contributors when the time counts here late in the Southern Conference season.
Well, they're figuring out the formula that Coach Jackie Carson wants for them, and they're doing a really good job of making sure they execute that.
Pass inside, corralled and laid in by the freshman.
You know, and Gulafak is one of those players that can also hunt angles, do a really good job of finishing over both shoulders, and just being a force in the paint.
Quick timeout taken by Carly Coons and the Bulldogs as Furman jumps to an 8-2 lead, another 3-pointer. And the Paladins come out hot. They hit their first 3 from the field, and it's an early 8-2 lead for Furman.
When you look at a diamond, what do you see? A multifaceted stone of remarkable strength, formed under intense pressure to shine brighter than all the rest. Hard edges, clean lines, with a fire inside. When you look at a diamond, what do you see? Ingalls, proud sponsor of Furman Athletics.
My fellow gods and goddesses, the dark skies have spoken.
It is time for Susan and I to retire from Mount Olympus.
But where will you go?
We're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we take it higher.
The BMW iX. Electricity in its ultimate form.
Electric Avenue.
Build your own first ever all-electric BMW iX today.
A big bow box says a lot about a person. Like they have a mighty hunger, a powerful thirst, and great taste when it comes to pro football teams. Game day and beyond, rep your Carolina Panthers with an official team Big Bow Box.
Living with joint pain isn't easy, but lately dealing with it has felt even harder. So you've been putting up with it. That stops today. Today you stand up for yourself and say enough, and we solve it. Because we have the solutions to get you back on your feet. You're ready. It's your time. Visit bonsecours.com/ortho to make an appointment and get started with your joint replacement today. Bon Secours, healthcare for the universe of you.
This is Mountain Dew. A rush of crisp and refreshing flavor. Delivering a bold citrus kick. Do the do.
Staying healthy has never been more important. Regular exercise can help both prevent and fight illnesses. At the YMCA of Greenville, we are ready to help you and your family build your strength, endurance, flexibility, confidence, and immunity with personal training, group exercise classes, swim lessons, youth sports, and more. All from a clean, safe, and fun space. Join the Y today to protect your health.
Welcome back inside Tim's Arena. Bryant Lambert, Jonathan Williams. Really a cool night. Play for K initiative. A lot of pink in the building playing for a great cause.
Obviously a great cause. Coach Yao has been such an impact person in the women's basketball community, and so can't wait to continue to see her stamp in the ladies basketball community.
Of course, iconic coach at NC State, did so much with battling cancer before passing away, and it's really a fun night to see a lot of players sporting different pink attire. A lot of the men's basketball team, huge student turnout over on the far side as well, all supporting the initiative. And now you're going to have an offensive foul and a legal screen going against the Bulldogs. And I'll tell you what, Furman wanted a fast start, as you see Carly Coons in her third season, already a handful of Southern Conference titles between the tournament and regular season. And they come in and made an immediate impact, but she's run into a Furman team coming out of the gate hot.
Well, they felt like they should have gotten that win in their last game at Sanford. They had just came off of a big dub against Mercer and was looking to keep that momentum going, and Sanford just took care of home. But Mercer, Furman's going to try to make sure they do their best in taking care of business.
Jumper on the way, air ball loose underneath. It's going to be out of bounds, and it'll be Paladin basketball. This is a Sanford team that comes in behind the arc on the season, 31%. Furman just 28% from long range. A Sanford team, between capitalizing on some Furman fouls and hitting three-pointers from behind the arc, knocked off Furman, as we talked about in that matchup, 90-81, a game that Furman had the lead in the third quarter. That's knocked out of bounds. They'll stay with the Paladins. There you see Jackie Carson in her 12th season, jersey up in the rafters. And tell you what, we've joked here, Hodges, about every game we do here, she's getting honored for passing the Jackie Carson record out there.
Yeah, Jackie's out here giving her a basketball every weekend. So definitely you will probably see Tiara Hodges' jersey as well up there in the rafters.
Shot clock down to 7. Now the Hodges thought about a three. Tough drive down the left side of the lane. How about not settling? The redshirt seniors off to a quick start. She has pushed the Furman lead to 10-2.
Well, Hodges understood that there was a mismatch there. Slower defender that would probably like for her to just take that three, but she attacked.
Nice job driving along the baseline for Leopold. And the redshirt sophomore out of Florida cuts the Furman lead to 6. So the aggressive Furman defense that the Bulldogs are going to try to pick apart here. This Furman team comes in only averaging 64 points a game, Bulldogs 66, so similar paces as down low Van Rye gets called for traveling.
Definite steps there. Made sure she moved her feet before the ball touched the deck.
Valerie Hampton, freshman out of Evansville, Tennessee, checks in for the Bulldogs. Coach Carson taking conversation with the officiating crew, saying, hey, Chad Tucker, Christy Reed, Courtney Robinson, trying to say Sanford pushing him out of the post, and you got to watch that forearm.
Yeah, it was a little physicality before the catch, which made her kind of move her feet like that.
Thinking about the three reveal. Nice pass down low, reverse layup is good, and a quick 4-0 run by the Bulldogs to cut the Furman lead in half, and a little bit of pressure in the backcourt.
And you're seeing a ton of pressure from Sanford and that full court pressure. And so they're doing a real good job of making Furman have to work for their baskets.
What a start by Henley. Early 7 points for the freshman out of Seattle, and she's a perfect 3 of 3 from the field.
And she's just making the shots given to her. She's in the right place, running down the floor as fast as possible. Furman's doing a really good job of getting the ball opposite, and she's making them pay.
Try to get it to Ramil, another turnover. Walters tries to kick it to the corner, and she'll be fouled. It'll be the second Bulldog foul. And off the bench is Kathleen Wheeler, redshirt freshman out of Priceville, Alabama, in for the first time.
And that foul makes sense for Sanford. I mean, they have had trouble whenever Furman has got out in the open floor and tried to create quickly.
Alton looks to Coach Carson, gets the call. A hot start for the Paladins. 5 of 6 from the field here in the first 4.5 minutes. Alton over to Walters, trying to get it Van Rye on the post, and now shot clock down to 7. Alton down the lane. Her layup rolls off the front of the rim, and there to grab the rebound is Ramil.
And that is why it is so important for Sanford to get Furman in the half court. When they run, good things happen for them.
Wide open three-pointer air ball for the Bulldogs. And checking back in, Kenoyer, to take a look at the series history between these two teams. Sanford getting back in the Southern Conference a handful of years ago, a narrow lead, 18-13. And tell you what, Furman's won the last 4 at home. Goes back and forth here as these two programs perennially near the top of the league.
Yeah, and both teams get a ton of home court support when they're on their own.
There's Walters into the front court. She'll be tied up. Will stay with the Paladins. There you see that little token pressure in the back court. And Jonathan, obviously you have a lot of experience. It's a balance between beating the pressure with attacking, but not over-pressing, and they're maybe moving a little too fast.
Yeah, and that's the thing that Sanford's trying to do. They're trying to speed up Furman into doing something that is, you know, regular for them.
Nice find into Hodges. She has an early 4 points. And the quick Furman lead back to 8 on the 4-0 run. Furman 4 assists on 6 made baskets here in the early going. Now a hand check. You see the Sanford team trying to counter that pressure Furman defense, trying to blow by them. Has had some success here going on.
Well, Furman definitely is trying to make sure that everybody on the floor is accounted for because of how balanced Sanford's offense is when they get going. It starts out with their elite guard play. I mean, when you've got Leopold, Cornor, Battle, those players can get going in a hot second and also shoot the ball. But then when you got Ngolofak down there who can just manufacture a basket anytime she catches it in the paint, it makes them a difficult team to go against offensively.
Here's Kenoyer, but it's going to be an offensive foul on a legal screen against the Bulldogs. Kenoyer, we talked about leading the Southern Conference in scoring, also leads it in steals nearly through your game and free throw position. So Kenoyer can do it all as the Bulldogs turn it over, and here's that little token full court zone pressure.
And that zone pressure leads right into their 3-2 matchup zone that they're known for, which makes it really difficult. It keeps Ngolofak down there, keeps Wheeler down there, where once you get by it, you've got that second line of defense that's 6'3" usually, or 6'2".
See Sanford kind of back off in the defense once Furman's able to beat the initial pressure. Here's Hodges into the zone. Her jumper is up and in. She's one of the best from the mid-range, and the Paladins an early double-digit lead at 16-6.
Not many people practice that mid-range shot, which is why Tierra Hodges is so successful. When you run a zone, she can get right to the spots that are difficult for most people to make shots, and she makes those shots.
We pulled off the dribble. Walters knocks it away into the hands of Sydney James, another player that's come on strong for the Paladins in recent weeks. Here's over to James, 1 dribble, 3 on the way. A bit too strong, offensive board put back, and it falls for Hodges. How about already 8 points, 3 rebounds with a redshirt senior?
And that's just her, because of how hard she works, her motor. She is always in a positive place where she can put herself in a situation to score or get a second chance point.
Step back 3 off the mark, out of bounds. Will be Furman basketball. And you know what? Tell you what, Kenoyer can do a lot, but maybe forcing a little bit with their team down 12 early.
Yeah, and Coach Coons has talked about this in several of her medias, where she says that she needs her team sometimes to just play, trust the system, make adjustments to whatever the defense is giving them, and then continue to not let them speed them up. And so right now, Furman's doing a good job of speeding Sanford up offensively.
8-0 Furman run over the last 3 minutes. Hodges tries to make it a 10-0 run, and she does. Hodges has 10 points by herself And the Paladins push the lead to 12 here, 7 minutes into this opening quarter.
And Sanford is going to have to make some defensive adjustments. That's just way too easy for Furman.
Well, Furman shooting 75%, blitzing the nets here in the early going as Kenoyer kicks it to the corner, wide open three-pointer off the mark, and James grabs the rebound. Walters quickly into the front court, over to Henley, corrals it, count it, and a foul. Henley will go to the line and a chance for a three-point play, and the Paladins are dialing it up. How about the pass from Tate Walters?
Yeah, you were just seeing a very balanced, scary, offensively strong Furman Paladin team right now that are doing everything they need. They're getting points in the paint. They're running the floor, getting multiple opportunities to score the ball, and taking care of business on the defensive end.
Glulafok picks up her second foul. She has to go to the bench, and what a start for Henley.
Yeah, Henley is, I mean, I'm not sure if we've seen her play like this yet, this efficient, but just doing a good job of just being in the right place at the right time and then making those shots.
Kenoyer draws three defenders, ball kicked out. That jumper's off the mark into the hands of Hodges. Kenoyer draws a lot of defense. Teammates not able to knock it down. James, quick trigger three on the way. That's off the mark. Tipped around, saved into the hands of Henley. All the hustle plays early going the Paladins' way, and that's going to be a bump going against Shantae Battle. And Furman will be shooting too as they're in the bonus.
There's nothing more frustrating than playing another half of defense or another segment of defense. Sanford did a good job of getting that initial stop, and Van Rye's over there fighting there and getting another opportunity. Those usually lead to fouls because of the frustration from the defense and not completing the job.
First free throw is in for Sydney James. Grayson Boone at the table. Was out and be able to check back in. And both free throws knocked down, and here comes Boone. Walters to take a seat. Tell you what, take a quick look at the keys to the game. Paladins, we talked about, hey, you have to kind of capitalize on things going and defend without fouling. They've done it. Only one foul here in the opening quarter and keep their recent momentum. We talked about the Sanford Bulldogs winning multiple games in a row. Hit the three so far. Hasn't happened, but still plenty of time.
Well, Furman's doing a really good job of marking their three-point shooters, and Kenoyer and Battle and Leopold. And right now, just making sure that they get a hand in their face each time.
James all over Kenoyer. 6 on the shot clock. Contested three-pointer well off the mark. Never hit the rim. 2 to shoot, now 1, and the Bulldogs don't see the shot clock and the turnover. I tell you what, Furman doing a great job on Kenoyer right now.
Well, the assignment is understood here. She is a shooter. She is somebody who can get out in the open floor and make things happen. She can get downhill. So you're putting more length on her with players like Sydney James, who can make sure that even if you get a slight step on her, she can still recover, and she's got long, rangy arms. And so she did a great possession there on defense, getting the stop and making her take a tough shot.
Hodges off the glass. Ball tipped around out of bounds, and it'll be Sanford basketball. Full court pressure showing for the first time here in the opening quarter for the Paladins. A little floating jumper rattles home. Tough shot for a Leopold, and the redshirt sophomore stops a scoring drought for the Bulldogs in nearly 5 minutes. Then quickly Grace Van Rye off a made basket, transition baskets.
You see it, man. That's what Furman wants to do. They get out and down the floor as quickly as possible. Who cares about half-court sets when you can just make an easy layup, right?
Points in the paint, 12-6 in favor of Furman. That three-pointer off the mark. The Bulldogs 0 of 6 from long range, and last touch by Sanford. Checking in for the Bulldogs, Kirsten Nelson, a freshman out of New Orleans, Louisiana, as Coach Coons trying to rotate some big bodies down low.
Well, yeah, they're trying to tire out Van Rye and Tierra Hodges, and that's the gift that Coach Carly Coons has, is she's got a ton of depth in that post-playing position with Wheeler, Armstrong, Ramil, and Gulafak. But here's the thing. Great shot, great shot. And here's the thing, Armstrong's missing, and so they're losing some rhythm there when it comes to the offensive paint.
Secondary break, Hodges 12 points here in the opening quarter. Furman's opened up a 20-point lead thanks to an 18-2 run. Shot well on the way. Confidence lacking right now for the Bulldogs, and now a 3-second differential and a shot in the game clock.
The way Hodges is playing, I feel like Coach Carsons is going to be giving her another basketball at halftime next week.
Furman will try to go with at least a 20-point lead into this first quarter break as the Bulldogs sitting back in what looks to be a little bit of a matchup zone.
Yeah, they usually run a couple of different sets. Their main bread and butter is that 3-2 matchup.
And now late in the shot clock, Furman throws it away, will allow the Bulldogs a chance to get some momentum. Long shot up off the rim, no good. And that's about the only thing that went wrong for the Paladins in that first 10 minutes. At the end of one in Greenville, it's all Furman, 28-8 over the Bulldogs.
You fired up the grill for one hot dog? Seriously?
Hot dogs, better with Pepsi.
I learned that people are just looking for somebody to listen to them. You can't just start cutting somebody's hair and you're gonna be quiet the whole time because you're not gonna be in business long.
The South Carolina Education Lottery has provided over $800 million to help students attend technical colleges across our state, investing in a new generation of entrepreneurs, just like James.
Spink's chicken tenders aren't just fast and fresh. They're crispier, crunchier, juicier, saucier, spicier, legendary-ier. Oh, so many options. One easy stop. Spink's, making life easier. Spink's drinks aren't just fast and fizzy. They're fruitier, chewier, bolder, creamier, slushier, bigger, refreshing-ier. Oh, so many options. One easy stop. Spink's, making life easier.
Furman off to a blistering start, 71% for the field, keyed by Kiera Hodges. How about 12 points, 6 of 8 shooting in that opening quarter?
Yeah, there hasn't been much of an answer for her from the perimeter as well as in that lane. She's been just driving against that 3-2 matchup zone, picking apart the holes, showing her she can knock down shots from the perimeter, and just getting second chance points by offensively rebounding the ball.
There you see second in the Southern Conference in points per game, right behind Kenoria. And you take a look at Kenoria in that opening quarter, 0 of 3 from the field, yet to score 7 minutes, forcing it a bit, and looks like Coach Coons is going to let her think about it here to start the second.
Yeah, she kind of played a little bit to the speed of what Furman wanted her to do, and Furman's just trying to make her uncomfortable, take her out of her rhythms, and they've done a really good job of that by just taking away as much space as possible.
Wide open three in front of the Paladin bench, not down. Strong start to this second quarter. First three-pointer of the game for Samford.
It's definitely what Samford needed to try to get some momentum to go into this second quarter, try to make things happen.
Whistle and a 3-second violation. Kate Johnson in for the Paladins, freshman out of Canton, Georgia. There you see Kenoria sometimes it takes a player just sitting down and observing it a little bit, come back in, and we'll be reset a bit.
Yeah, just to understand the speed of the game and how you can still impact it, because she's such a special player. She's not gonna be down for too long.
Here's Hampton. Is going to be a hand check going against Grayson Boone. Team's first and Boone's first here in the second. Here's Samford. Tell you what, usually talk about adjustments maybe at the half. What are you doing in between those two quarters? Try to change things up after falling down 20.
They've just got to play harder. That was the thing. Furman really came out in that first quarter and just punched him in the mouth, and they were phased. So the goal is to make sure that you get up from that punch.
Nelson down low. Sends it back out. Johnson doing a nice job defending. Again, late shot clock situation for the Bulldogs. Contested shot. Oh, and a foul. Don't believe they'll be shooting. Going against Grayson Boone, her second. Oh, they're going to say 2 shots. That's exactly what Coach Carson's saying, is she was looking to pass the basketball.
Yeah, I'm still trying to see where the contact was on that drive. Did you see
what, Coach Carson's having a legit conversation. Is the replay shows that she was looking to pass the basketball. Not sure what the official was looking at, but nonetheless, it's going to be 2 shots. First one's off the mark. That looked like it was a pass.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why you see Coach Carson over here with the I need answers. Oh, there it is, the arm.
Good call on the foul.
Yeah.
Wrong call on the shot.
Yeah.
Second free throw was perfect, so 1 of 2 from the line. First free throw make for the Bulldogs, a quick 4-0 run in the first minute of the second quarter. See, double team immediately coming against Hodges, trying to force the basketball out of her hands. Contested jumper on the way and can't get the roll. Halfway down and popped out.
So Sanford is definitely sticking to their strategy, making sure that they try to keep Furman in the half-court set, and keep them from continuing to do that. They're going to have to continue to score the ball and get stops.
6-0 run to start the quarter, a 20-point lead down to 14. Walters to set up the offense for the Paladins. Whistle will stay with Furman. 15 on the shot clock. Van Rye back in for the Paladins. We talked about that energy for Samford, a little bit higher in the first 2 minutes of this second period than we saw in the first.
Yeah, well, good things happen once you see that ball go in the basket a couple of times. It usually feeds into your momentum. What Sanford's got to do is, what happens when the ball isn't going in the basket? You still got to find a way to climb out of that thing.
7 on the shot clock. Hodges down the right side, layup up and in. Nice aggressive play by Hodges. She has 14.
Well, I love that she knew how to split that zone by giving a little tight pat dribble and just using her footwork and getting downhill and finishing that.
Now back-to-back layups by Hampton. Freshman, 5 points all coming in this second period, as it looks like, attacking that aggressive Furman defense has paid off for the Bulldogs, who looked a little tentative in that opening 10.
And that's the thing. I mean, we talked about all those guards that Sanford has that can really get busy in Hampton, Redmond, Battle, Cornoil, Leopold. All those players can get going, which makes them difficult to guard because of the balance from that guard position.
Van Ryn now with 4 points after the finish down low. And dribble penetration, trying to find some kick-out looks. Hampton again. She's keeping the Bulldogs in it.
That's the thing. You do not want to get one of those guards going, because they all can put the ball in the basket at a high clip really quickly.
Henley off the mark. Hampton comes in averaging just 5.9 points a game. Already has eclipsed that. She'll be whistled for the foul, looking for the rebound. He'll stay with Furman, shot clock to 20.
And that's what makes Furman so deadly, their ability to get second chance opportunities by crashing the offensive boards as hard as they do. Now, also, Sanford is in a zone, so they're guarding space rather than people, so sometimes you can lose those people, and they're going to go in and get rebounds in those spaces.
Neuer back in after the first 3 minutes of the period on the bench. Hodges misses the layup. Will be interesting to see what does Knoyer come out with. Looking to go coast to coast, sends it back near side. Romeo thought about a three into the lane. Little floater up short. Battle for a rebound taken down by the Bulldogs. Rebounds 12-8 in favor of Sanford. As that three-pointer woefully short. Another O-board. Shot clock still at 10. Out to Knorr. Open look on the way. Count it.
And that's what happens. You gave Sanford 3 opportunities to have possession of the ball. And nothing is more deflating than when you play defense, don't get the stop, and allow the team to get the ball again.
Be 2 shots coming up. Bulldog foul going against Wheeler. Tell you what, I like that move by Coach Coons. You put Knorr on the bench, make her think about it a little bit, come in, sees a little bit of a different way, and she'll take a look at that last foul. And again, it was Hodges initiating contact.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you know, the Tiger is out of the cage when Cornoyer steps on the floor. She is uberly competitive. So what ends up happening is, if Furman speeds you up, she is now in that situation where she's like, I got to still shoot the ball. And so all Coach Coons did was just reel her back in, not too far, because the Tiger still needs to be out of the cage, but just reel her in a little bit.
Hodges with that free throw, now 6th all-time on the Paladin scoring list, passing recent graduate Whitney Bund, and now Knorr a quick 5 points, a chance for 6 from the line. All of a sudden, the Bulldogs can get it back down to single digits. Contact on the shot, and Knorr seems to coming out hot.
Yeah, all she needed to do was just find her rhythm. And when she steps into the game in that first quarter, everybody had eyes on her. That was a great move from Coach Coons, putting in someone, taking the attention off of her for a second, and letting her come back in and get busy.
Sanford outscoring the Paladins 16-5 here in the second quarter. A 20-point lead down to 9 here, approaching the midway part of the second 10 minutes. Down low, nice pass to Van Rye, count it, and a foul. Great job by Van Rye sealing off down low.
Yeah, and what you're saying is Furman was getting away from what they were doing best, which was really putting a lot of pressure in the paint, and now they're getting back to that in an easy and one basket from Van Rye.
Foul going against the Bulldogs, and that's the 3rd on a Glulaflock. Free throw off the mark, long rebound taken down by Leopold. Sanford much more aggressive here in this second period.
Doing a really good job of getting penetration into the paint, making things happen. And that's spreading out Furman's defense and making it a lot easier for them to get post entries.
Hodges, secondary down the lane, contact, count it, and Hodges can't be stopped right now. 17 points, she'll go to the line, a chance at 18.
That's the thing, when you're playing against zones, and Hodges is such a high IQ player, she knows exactly the sweet spots in that zone, and she just keeps on chipping away at it. What a great finish. See the English there?
Tell you what, that's like your backspin you put on your golf ball, right?
Yeah. She might need to go into that after she retires.
18 points now for Hodges, leading all scorers. Bulldogs being led by Hampton 7. Furman still with this 12-point advantage despite the Bulldogs hot from the field in the second quarter. Down low with it, Ramil working against Hodges. Nice move off the glass. Bulldogs starting to get it going down low.
Yeah, you're just seeing Sanford get into a rhythm. They are really scary when they do get there.
Trying to get it now low on the block. Van Rye working hard for position. Shot clock down to 7. Be a media timeout. Furman basketball when we come back with 7 to shoot. Hodges keeping it going. The redshirt senior has her team up 10 here in Greenville.
Nachos, better with Pepsi.
Something brought us here, to a time and a place where your decisions can actually drive change. where extra achievers become ultra-curricular, where a private institution serves a greater public mission. At Furman University, opportunity is all around you. So take our commitment, combine it with everything you're capable of, and the world will be forced to take notice.
Unwavering loyalty and commitment. That's what it means to be true blue. To earn this level of trust, Ford builds trucks that help you work smarter, tougher, to help you tackle any adventure, year after year. See your Carolina Ford dealer today and discover what true blue means to you. Now get 0 for 60 plus 1,000 bonus cash on the 2021 Ford F-150. New inventory is arriving daily at your Carolina Ford dealer.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with the provider today.
When you look at a diamond, what do you see? A multifaceted stone of remarkable strength, formed under intense pressure to shine brighter than all the rest. Hard edges, clean lines, with a fire inside. When you look at a diamond, what do you see? Ingalls, proud sponsor of Furman Athletics.
A big bow box says a lot about a person. Like they have a mighty hunger, a powerful thirst, and great taste when it comes to pro football teams. Game day and beyond, rep your Carolina Panthers with an official team big bow box.
See Carly Coons talking to her squad, now down 10. After trailing by 20, she came in. We talked about her immediate impact to the squad in Birmingham.
Well, she did a great job in recruiting and bringing in her style of players that can come in and execute her blueprint. And they've done a fantastic job of that thus far, which is where she's reaping the benefits based on how well she coaches and what she brings to the table in the SoCon.
Spent 3 years head coach of Valdosta State before. Furman with 6 on the shot clock. Has to go quick. Alton over to Hodges with 3 to shoot. Has it poked away. Forces it up. Can't get it to fall. Tipped around, and Bulldogs grab the rebound. Mentioned Furman's largest lead was 20. The Bulldogs have not led. Trailed out of the gate, down low, can't make the layup, tipped around, and Hindley comes and grabs the board. Tell you what, big minutes for the freshman here. Got the start and is playing well.
Yeah, she's playing well, started out fast, and is continuing to do her job on the defensive end.
See the attention immediately on Hodges when she catches the basketball out and through the lane and gets the roll. Tell you what, against the zone, you like that point guard trying to find the empty spot.
Well, she has to do it just like Tierra Hodges has been doing it, but you're seeing that zone hone in on her, so her spaces are limited now.
Bulldogs have hit 4 of their last 5 from the field. Over to Kenoyer. James hand in her face, skip past far side, out of bounds, too strong. Kenoyer throws it away.
And Cornelia definitely
turnover.
had herself a situation where she had a tad of daylight. But Sydney James did a really good job of using that length, those arms, to make sure that it didn't look like a wide open shot like it could have.
Furman shooting 65% here as we close in on the first half. Now Hodges gets called for dragging her pivot foot. Pressure bothering the senior. Furman a little unforced turnover here.
Well, it looked like the action that Furman was planning to run against Sanford fell through. And so there was a little confusion there on that offensive possession.
Furman led 28-8 at the end of one. Bulldogs outscored Furman 20-12 so far into the second. Big 3 minutes here, Jonathan. Can the Bulldogs close this thing to single digits? Does Furman push it back out a little bit? Since the Samford had all the momentum in the world, Furman has calmed it down a bit as Kenoria gets called for the walk.
Yeah, I think that's the plan for Samford, is to chip away at this, one segment at a time. They've got a ton left of basketball to play, and you can definitely see them, making sure that they try to go into halftime with some momentum.
Leopold has the job of guarding that Furman ball handler all the way up the court. Heavy pressure defense is out and gets it back. Trying to give her the basketball. Hodges comes and grabs it.
And you're saying, like, whatever Furman's trying to execute there, it's not working too well for him.
Over to Hodges. Doesn't hit the rim. Loose ball. It should be a shot clock violation. And Hodges going for the pick and the pop. But Furman's got to get the offense running earlier.
Yeah, right now it's a lot of stagnant offense from Furman. And a lot of that is because Samford understands what they're trying to do, and they're trying to blow up their first option. Their first option is Tierra Hodges. And if they try to keep her from getting the ball or getting that ball with pressure, somebody putting their hands on her, it's going to be tough for her to get into a rhythm. So they're trying, just game of rhythms, right? They're trying to take her out of hers.
Associate head coach Pierre Curtis having a long conversation with Shanae out, when she checked out, saying, hey, how do you attack that zone? Teachable moment there for the freshman out of Fort Myers. Ramil trying to get that position down low. Furman wanted a walk. Ramil able to finish. She now has 4. Back to a 10-point game as we go under 2 in the second. Hodges trying to find some space as Furman has 4 out. Van Rye posting up. Killia loses it out of bounds, though, into the hands of James, and then tipped out of bounds with 5 to shoot. Furman offense here trying to get things going.
Yeah, I mean, Samford has definitely made a great adjustment defensively to make it difficult for Furman to get any offense. And you saw in that first quarter, Furman had their way against that matchup zone the entire time. But the thing about a matchup zone is it can morph into something special.
Ball sent to the corner. Henley floater up, air ball, back-to-back shot clock violations for the Paladins. Furman a scoring drought now, nearly 2.5 minutes.
This is a great stand for Samford. And just getting what they want on the offensive end, and they're on their run now, and it's going to be how can Furman respond to this run?
Kenoria mismatch with Van Rye, picks up her dribble.
It's going to start with Furman starting to get defensive stops. They struggled this half.
Nice pass down low into the lane. As Wheeler off the glass, and now back to an 8-point game, closest the Bulldogs have been since early in that first quarter. Furman in need of a bucket, back-to-back shot clock violations. Ball sent to the corner, tipped out of bounds. I'm going to say last touch by the Bulldogs. They'll stay with Furman, 15 to shoot.
Yeah, this is a situation, a great learning moment for Furman, who is going into a little bit of a drought offensively. They're going to have to continue to find ways to break down this Samford zone.
Ball inbounded to Hodges. Right now, the Bulldogs are basically saying anybody but Hodges.
Yes, and that's the right way to go right now until the rest of your team beats you. So Furman's got to have some type of offensive firepower going here.
1 on the shot clock, and Hodges can't get it to fall. Rebound taken down by the Bulldogs, and a foul against Van Rye. It will be the Paladins' 4, so no shots, but Samford can draw closer than 8 here with 36.9 to go.
It may be time for Tate Walters to come on out of there, man. I know that she may have some back issues going on, but she's got 2 fouls. Yeah, that'll do it.
Offense has really slowed down since Walters went to the bench with those 2 personal fouls. Coach Carson's trying to get it to the third period. Down low, layup goes in, and now just a 6-point game after the Bulldogs have trailed by 20.
Yeah, you're just seeing Samford do what they want out here on the offensive end, and they're getting stops defensively.
Now Killia with 2 seconds, her shot air ball, and the Bulldogs claw back from down 20, to just a 6-point game at the half in Greenville. It's 3 versus 4 in the Southern Conference. Halftime coming up next from Timmons.
In the Carolinas, true blue means unwavering loyalty and commitment. To earn this level of trust, Ford builds the trucks and SUVs that help keep you in command when you're on the road. And in return, America has shown its loyalty. See your Carolina Ford dealer today. Discover what true blue means to you. Now get 0 for 60 plus up to $1,500 bonus cash on select 2021 Ford vehicles. Learn more at buyfordnow.com and custom order yours today.
If the past year left you feeling vulnerable to your health, this is your moment. It's time to take control. Time to get the expert care you need for the piece of you at the center of everything. Your heart. Because you're ready and we're here to help you start. Start at the heart of your health. Bon Secours, heart care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/heart to get started by making an appointment today.
My fellow gods and goddesses, the dark skies have spoken.
It is time for Susan and I to retire from Mount Olympus.
Where will you go?
We're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we take it higher.
The BMW iX. Electricity in its ultimate form.
Electric Avenue.
Build your own first ever all-electric BMW iX today.
Brought to you in part by Bon Secours, bringing good help to those in need. Ingles, low prices, love the savings, and by BMW, the exclusive luxury vehicle for the Paladins. It's a 6-point Furman halftime lead here at the break between the Sanford Bulldogs and the Furman Paladins.
Staying healthy has never been more important. Regular exercise can help both prevent and fight illnesses. At the YMCA of Greenville, we are ready to help you and your family build your strength, endurance, flexibility, confidence, and immunity with personal training, group exercise classes, swim lessons, youth sports, and more. All from a clean, safe, and fun space. Join the Y today to protect your health.
Spink's chicken tenders aren't just fast and fresh. They're crispier, crunchier, juicier, saucier, spicier, legendary-ier. Oh, so many options. One easy stop. Spink's, making life easier. Spink's drinks aren't just fast and fizzy. They're fruitier, chewier, bolder, creamier, slushier, bigger, refreshing-ier. Oh, so many options. One easy stop. Spink's, making life easier.
Nachos, better with Pepsi.
Something brought us here, to a time and a place where your decisions can actually drive change. Where extra achievers become ultra-curricular. where a private institution serves a greater public mission. At Furman University, opportunity is all around you. So take our commitment, combine it with everything you're capable of, and the world will be forced to take notice.
Living with joint pain isn't easy, but lately dealing with it has felt even harder. So you've been putting up with it. That stops today. Today you stand up for yourself and say enough, and we solve it. Because we have the solutions to get you back on your feet. You're ready. It's your time. Visit bonsecours.com/ortho to make an appointment and get started with your joint replacement today. Bon Secours, healthcare for the universe of you.
Welcome to the Chef's Kitchen, where Ingles caters some of the best events anywhere. I'm Josh Michael here with Chef Clark Neal from the Ingles table, and today we're going to show you how to make some amazing food right there at your home. So Chef, what are we doing here today?
Josh, we're going to do my take on chicken sliders with homemade spicy pimento cheese. I've got a rotisserie chicken, the white meat that I took off of the chicken. You can save the dark meat for another use.
And this one is already done up and cooked right there at
Oh
Ingles.
yeah, picked it right up in the Ingles deli, brought it home hot, shredded it myself. You want the chicken to cool down before you make this salad, but what I'm going to have you do, I'm going to have you make this pimento cheese. Okay. We're going to make this with a spicy cheese called Rattlesnake. It is tequila and habanero infused white cheddar.
Wow.
You can find that in the specialty cheese case at Ingles.
Pretty hot?
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
All right.
All right, if you'll put that in the bowl.
All right.
Then we've got some Colby Jack cheese that helps tame that heat a little bit.
Gotcha.
We've got some Laura Lynn diced pimentos in a jar that I just drained and rinsed.
Excellent.
A little bit of Laura Lynn mayo. I've got a little bit of spices to round that out. Okay. And while you're mixing that up and whipping it together to fold it to make the pimento cheese, I'm going to take a jar of our Unicoi Preserves apple cider pepper spread. This is me and my wife Susie's company, and Ingles carries us in the deli. Got the shredded chicken that's cooled. I'm going to add this jar of jelly to the bowl.
And that preserve, that is what makes this entire dish. You've got to have that preserve.
That's a little secret ingredient. It's not so secret now because we're showing you how to make it at home. I got a little bit of diced celery. I've got several different spices here. You can find all the ingredients amounts on the recipe that'll be published online. So Josh is folding that together. I'm going to fold this together. We're going to put these on some sweet Hawaiian style slider buns.
I love those.
We got a little bit of green leaf lettuce down on the bottom for crunch. We've got some of those wonderful Ingles deli pickles that they put on their subs to top it for some acidity and crunch. You can buy those right in the deli as well. Josh, how you looking over there?
Just about done there.
All right.
Meat in the middle?
Yeah, I'm going to meet in the middle. The chicken's going to go down first. I'm going to get a little spoon here. Get in here with my hands. Top that lettuce. Put a little spoonful of that
We'll get some
pimento cheese on there.
Yes. Oh, that looks so good, Chef. What a great idea.
Look at that. We're going to top that. That's good. We had time to make one for you and one for me.
Bam. Thanks so much for joining us here at the Chef's Kitchen. For more great recipes and to learn about having the Chef's Kitchen cater to your next event, visit thechefskitchen.com. That's thechefskitchen.com. We'll see you next time.
When you look at a diamond, what do you see? A multifaceted stone of remarkable strength, formed under intense pressure to shine brighter than all the rest. Hard edges, clean lines, with a fire inside. When you look at a diamond, what do you see? Ingles, proud sponsor of Furman Athletics.
My fellow gods and goddesses, the dark skies have spoken.
It is time for Susan and I to retire from Mount Olympus.
Where will you go?
We're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we take it higher.
The BMW iX. Electricity in its ultimate form.
Electric Avenue.
Build your own first ever all-electric BMW iX today.
A big bow box says a lot about a person. Like they have a mighty hunger, a powerful thirst, and great taste when it comes to pro football teams. Game day and beyond, rep your Carolina Panthers with an official Team Big Bow box.
Living with joint pain isn't easy, but lately dealing with it has felt even harder. So you've been putting up with it. That stops today. Today you stand up for yourself and say enough, and we solve it. Because we have the solutions to get you back on your feet. You're ready. It's your time. Visit bonsecours.com/ortho to make an appointment and get started with your joint replacement today. Bon Secours, healthcare for the universe of you.
This is Mountain Dew. A rush of crisp and refreshing flavor. Delivering a bold citrus kick. Do the do.
Staying healthy has never been more important. Regular exercise can help both prevent and fight illnesses. At the YMCA of Greenville, we are ready to help you and your family build your strength, endurance, flexibility, confidence, and immunity with personal training, group exercise classes, swim lessons, youth sports, and more. All from a clean, safe, and fun space. Join the Y today to protect your health.
Brian Lambert, Jonathan Williams back with you from Greenville. We're at the half. Furman leading Sanford 40-34. Just turned it in. You said, okay, Furman 6-point halftime lead, but that was a 20-point lead after 10 minutes. As you take a look at these first half highlights, Furman came out of the gates firing.
Definitely. The first quarter was Furman's, where they got out in the open floor and used their strengths to their advantage by making sure that they got out and ran Sanford. And then in that second quarter, though, you saw Sanford just do what they do best, which is they play inside out. They put a lot of pressure with their guard play by penetrating, pitching to the open man, or finishing, and then also establishing themselves in the post. They are one of the more balanced offensive teams once they get going, and Furman did a good job in that first quarter taking that away from them.
Furman shot 61% from the field in that opening half, but tell you what, when Walters went out with 2 fouls, Hodges' space narrowed in on her. It was hard for her to hit going. She had 18 points, most of those in the first 15 minutes. So you got to think, if you're the Paladins, you got to keep Tate Walters on the floor, as it's pretty evident without her on it.
Yeah,
Paladins offense struggle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Taking a look at these halftime stats, game summary. We talked about Furman's big lead at the end of one, Sanford pulling around the second. And tell you what, long range, both teams just 2 3-pointers. Furman 2 of 5, Sanford 2 of 11, but tell you what, 13 combined turnovers. Both teams really took care of the basketball a bit despite playing up at fourth.
2 of 11 is what scares me. They've taken 11 threes and haven't done well at making those shots. Sanford has a ton of players that are capable of making tough threes.
It'll be second half action when we come back. Both teams out on the court. Furman up 6 as we get ready for the second half. Teams huddling up, getting ready for this second half. Furman with the last 3:53 of that second quarter without a point, but still hold a 6-point halftime lead. So Coach Jackie Carson in the locker room, tell you what, you feel good you're up 6, not feeling good when you knew you're up 20. What's your message to your team?
Well, it's a situation where you got to understand that you can't play below the standard. And right now, Coach Carson has a standard that she demands out of her players, and it slipped a little bit by allowing Sanford to get back in that game and getting into a rhythm. And Sanford, the same thing is, you go into that locker room with encouragement. You think that you can now give yourself a situation to win this game after being down by 20. And so if you're Furman, you never want to give that kind of momentum to the other team.
Samford 52% from the opening half, 15 of 29 from the field. You said the big difference for the Bulldogs first and second quarter was energy, and that was apparent.
Yeah, they definitely matched the energy of Furman in that second quarter. We talked about it before. Furman punched them square in the mouth, and the goal is to just be fazed by that and be ready to fight back. And you're seeing the fight in Samford, which is why they are the top 3 and 4 in the SoCon.
It will be Furman basketball to start this second half. Kanoria, who started the second quarter on the bench after forcing things a bit in the first, did have 6 second quarter points, really back-to-back that kind of kept that Samford Bulldog run going.
Yeah, that rest definitely helped Furman take their eyes off of her for a split second, where they were able to get in the run, and Hampton also was the catalyst behind that run, and Cora just took over.
Turnover to start the third quarter for the Paladins. Hodges led all scorers with 18 points. She was the only scorer in double digits in that opening half. Henley, freshman out of Seattle, had a strong start. Offensive foul. Kanoria picks up the personal. Her first personal was trying to kick it out to the right side.
And the thing is Kanoria did a really good job of getting into the paint and bringing in that defense. She just went too deep. You have to make that pass out earlier.
Big call there. That was Walters defending. Back out there with those 2 personal fouls. We saw the Furman offense. When she went out, that's blocked from behind. Van Ryn gets fouled. And the senior will go to the line for 2. Rebounds 15-14 in favor of the Bulldogs. You see a couple chances, the first block, and then Van Ryn there to earn 2 at the line.
And all you're seeing is Furman taking advantage of the little holes and gaps in that 3-2 matchup zone that Samford presents. And when you load on a side in a zone, that weak side is open. And so it's going to be difficult for Samford to get those rebounds sometimes when you got Van Ryn on that weak side.
Senior out of Knoxville, 1 of 2 from the line. Big matchup in Macon, or in Spartanburg tonight. Wofford and Mercer, and it's Mercer with a 12-point halftime lead. Coming in at 10-1 in the conference. Wofford at 8-1 in league play. Blocking foul.
And it looked
Tate
like
Walters picks up her third.
It looks like she was, her feet. She was in that restriction zone.
That's why I say, hey, why does Tate Walters now is clearly inside the arc? Makes the first, 1 more upcoming. Second one off the front of the rim, out of bounds, and it's going to be Samford basketball. So Bulldogs can cut it to 1 possession with a 3 here, early third quarter. Say, hey, why do you sit Walters with those 2 fouls? Picked up a third foul less than a minute into this third quarter. That's a player where, as she grows and matures, she'll realize her team needs her out there more than potentially picking up that charge call. And we'll see how long Furman keeps Walters on the bench with those 3 fouls.
And yeah, even though, she was trying to do the right thing defensively, she was actually waiting there a long time to get hit for that charge. One of those situations where it might make more sense if you've got 2 fouls just to play vertical and not try to take that charge, because then you give the referee a difficult situation where they have to make a call.
Alton, baseline, leaves it off for Van Ryn, misses the layup, gets it back, little stat patter.
But took away that beautiful assist from Alton.
Van Ryn now 9 points, 2 assists, and Alton really made that happen. Furman pushes the lead back to 8 points. Someone's going to need to step up and help facilitate the offense for the Paladins. Neuer looking to go one-on-one, sends it to the corner with 7 to shoot. Up top, three-pointer on the way, air ball. Out of bounds will be Furman basketball. That's some of the offense we saw to Samford in that opening 10 minutes.
Yeah, and right now Samford is struggling to get themselves going again like in that first quarter. And a lot of that is because you're seeing Furman make a push defensively and really making it difficult for them to get to their sweet spots. Good things happen when you keep Samford out of the paint and straight line drives.
Allen steps in, takes the jumper off the mark. But look, you got to take that jumper just to force the defense to be honest a bit. Nice job running it down. Can't make the layup is Ramil. Couldn't slow down. 5-on-4. Alton picks up her dribble as Samford rushes back defensively. Hodges looking for her first points here in the second half. That jumper's off the mark, tipped around, and the Bulldogs grab the board. Back and forth we go.
Yeah, it's been a frenetic pace.
Canoyer, great pass, missed layup, and then almost a jump ball. What a pass by Canoyer. Wheeler couldn't convert on the block. Hampton, she heated up in the second quarter, kicks it out, open three ball on the way. That's off the mark. Weak side rebound, and stepped along the baseline. Offensive rebounds, now 7 for Samford, 5 for Furman.
That was a great defensive possession for Furman to work really hard to get that stop. It was needed and necessary if they want to continue to capitalize on that lead, because Samford isn't leaving anything to chance against Furman. If they get the opportunity, they're going to take advantage of it.
Bulldogs scoreless the last 2.5 minutes. Furman playing with Tate Walters on the bench and those 3 fouls. Walters just 12 minutes between the 2 quarters of foul trouble as Van Rye goes into double figures. Tell you what, when she can seal it off down low, it's tough to stop the big senior out of Knoxville at 6'2".
Well, she's just using her speed and quickness to get around Ngolofak and make it very, very difficult for her to actually play defense the way she wants to, because she is in foul trouble.
Canoyer not going to miss many wide open 8-foot jumpers, back to a single-digit game at 8. Henley, nice pass down low to Hodges. How about the freshman to senior combination to push the lead back to 10?
And that's what you're seeing right now. Furman really making an emphasis on trying to get into the paint and attack Ngolofak any way that they can to get her another foul.
One of the keys to the game, Jonathan, we had was a consistent 40 minutes from the Paladins. You can argue, hey, that second quarter late was about the opposite of consistency,
yeah,
but still holding a 10-point lead as that goes off the shot clock. Will be Furman basketball with 6 to go. So despite that little scoreless streak, and Coach Carson says that's kind of been the bugaboo for her team,
yeah,
40 minutes, still 10-point lead.
Yeah, and the goal is to get back to that 20. You already knew that it's so early in the game, Samford was going to make a hard push, and the goal is to withstand that push.
Alton to Hodges. Mid-range jumpers up and in. Tierra Hodges now with 22 points. So you have to step out and guard her. She can hit the three. She's more comfortable right inside the arc.
Yeah, they are putting a lot of pressure on Samford's post players to make something happen. The reason being is because Furman's doing a really good job of taking care of the guards, and so now it's going to be in the post.
Back on the other end, good position. An immediate timeout as Coach Carly Coons calls the timeout. 6-point halftime lead, now 10 here with 5:24 to go in the third from Greenville.
You fired up the grill for one hot dog? Seriously?
Hot dogs, better with Pepsi.
I learned that people are just looking for somebody to listen to them. You can't just start cutting somebody's hair and you're gonna be quiet the whole time because you're not gonna be in business long.
The South Carolina Education Lottery has provided over $800 million to help students attend technical colleges across our state, investing in a new generation of entrepreneurs, just like James.
Spink's chicken tenders aren't just fast and fresh. They're crispier, crunchier, juicier, saucier, spicier, legendary-ier. Oh, so many options. One easy stop. Spinks, making life easier. Spinks drinks aren't just fast and fizzy, they're fruitier, chewier, bolder, creamier, slushier, bigger, refreshing-ier. Oh, so many options. One easy stop. Spinks, making life easier.
Furman lead. Kenoria heating up for the Bulldogs. She has 8 points, just 1 of 4 from long range, but seems to have settled down in the mid-range jumper falling here in the third.
Well, you see how she's capable of scoring 29 against a very stubborn Furman defense. It's because she can manufacture a basket quickly. And so you're just seeing her, even though Furman's doing a good job of trying to take her out of her rhythm, you understand why she's one of the top scorers in the SoCon.
There you see, comes in leading the Southern Conference right ahead of Tierra Hodges. Tell you what, probably a two-person race player of the year between Kenoria and Hodges. Hodges, you would say, 3-time player of the month.
Yeah.
Probably the edge here, but we'll see how things shake out the final week and a half of the season. Here's Hodges. Tries to get it to Henley. It's out of bounds. Furman turns it over for the 8th time.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who I've seen play against Tierra Hodges. Everybody struggles against her. I never see her really struggling. Even in a rough game, she still brings you a double-double.
Bulldogs with another chance to cut it back to single digits. Sanford has never led. Furman jumped out to a 6-0 lead. Largest 20, hadn't looked back. Mid-range jumper on the way for Leopold, in and out. Hodges with the rebound, and 3 rebounds now away from another double-double. Out and quickly into the front court, and she'll set up the half-court attack. Alton will step in, take the jumper, and knock it down. I tell you what, if that's the shot Alton's going to get, very capable of knocking it down and has to step in and take it confidently.
Well, Alton did a really good job of reading that the defense was going to try to ice her into either a drive in the help side defense or a mid-range shot, and that's where Sanford gets their success out of it. If you can't hit the mid-range consistently, they're going to make you take bad twos.
Down low, then kicked back out. 3-pointer knocked down to a 9-point game. As teams offensively here in the third still around 50%. Henley, baseline, and say Sanford was on the sideline. I'll stay with the Paladins, 13 to shoot when we come back. We got a good one between 2 of the top teams in the Southern Conference, Paladin basketball, when we come back.
Nachos, better with Pepsi.
Something brought us here, to a time and a place where your decisions can actually drive change. Where extra achievers become ultra-curricular. Where a private institution serves a greater public mission. At Furman University, opportunity is all around you. So take our commitment, Combine it with everything you're capable of, and the world will be forced to take notice.
Unwavering loyalty and commitment. That's what it means to be true blue. To earn this level of trust, Ford builds trucks that help you work smarter, tougher, to help you tackle any adventure, year after year. See your Carolina Ford dealer today and discover what true blue means to you. Now get 0 for 60 plus 1,000 bonus cash on the 2021 Ford F-150. New inventory is arriving daily at your Carolina Ford dealer.
Health. Suddenly that word seems more important these days, as it's consumed all aspects of our lives and made our universes feel smaller than ever. But at Bon Secours, your health has always been our top priority, and we're staying as committed as always to personalizing the right care for you. Because whether here or from home, we believe your health care should always revolve around you. Bon Secours, primary care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/primary care to connect with a provider today.
When you look at a diamond, what do you see? A multifaceted stone of remarkable strength, formed under intense pressure to shine brighter than all the rest. Hard edges, clean lines, with a fire inside. When you look at a diamond, what do you see? Ingalls, proud sponsor of Furman Athletics.
A big bow box says a lot about a person. Like they have a mighty hunger, a powerful thirst, and great taste when it comes to pro football teams. Game day and beyond, rep your Carolina Panthers with an official team big bow box.
Brian Lambert, Jonathan Williams back with you. Coach Jackie Carson talking to her squad, up 9 here, 3:51 to go. A lot of seconds and points, rebounds. Those used to be first. You know, you got Tierra Hodges coming in, passing her and rebounding. What Coach has on her, Hall of Fame member, number retired, conference title, NCAA tournament appearance. There's a lot there that Coach can hang her hat on. But tell you what, you talk to her, she really thinks this team has a chance to get back to the tournament.
Absolutely. I mean, they're top 4 for a reason in a really good top-heavy conference. And so I think, I mean, especially them showing their ability to knock off Mercer, who was their only loss this year. They have all the tools and the pieces to win.
Blocking foul coming out against Hampton. It's going to be the 3rd team foul and the 3rd on Hampton. Carly Coons wanting an offensive foul, thinking Hampton was set.
She was a little upset at that.
Over to Hodges, down low, Van Ryan. Another good job of sealing off the big.
Yeah, and you're just seeing Furman take full advantage of the paint area, especially with Ngulafak in that foul trouble. You can really try to attack her, as well as Wheeler, who's a little bit smaller down there.
Back to double digits, 11-point lead. Sanford's been as close as 6 here in this second half. Bulldogs just 2 3-pointers. Furman with just 3. Most of the action coming inside the arc. Pass down low, 4 to shoot, and teams trading possessions down low. A nice finish.
And that is
by Ngulafak.
That's why Ngulafak is in the game, because of what she brings to the table when she catches it in that paint. It's automatic.
A freshman out of Lilburn, Georgia at 6'3" is James' 3-pointer off the mark. Hodges there, easy putback. 8 rebounds, 24 points for the senior.
What's her career high again?
Hodges keeping the Paladins out in front. And now Outen quickly. Into pressure, back out to Henley. Now Furman to reset with 15 on the shot clock. 28, the career high for Hodges. That was against Charleston Southern as James from the corner can't knock it down. Battle for the rebound, taken down by the Bulldogs. So Hodges just 4 off the career high. I think Furman's going to need her to take that if she's going to continue fighting like this and Furman win the basketball game.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of time left in this game, and Furman's only offensive bright spot has been Tierra Hodges, especially with Tate Walters out with foul trouble.
Yeah, Van Ryan with 13, Henley with an early 9. Van Ryan's been helping to get done down low. But there's 3 for Walters, the only Paladin really in foul trouble. Redmond out there, the only player besides Leopold with no personals for the Bulldogs. And Gulafak, who's been a factor, has 3 personal fouls, and now a big mismatch. Catches it down low. Tell you what, you think she could have gone over and just shot the basketball. Gets 3 seconds, and Jonathan, tell you what, she had an open layup. No?
I don't think she knew that she had an open layup. It was a brain fart moment right there where you got to just go up and lay that up.
Especially with Walters out, you'll see this full court pressure in the backcourt. Alton, she'll pull up and knock it down, and tell you what, that's the shot that's been there. And it's a 13-point lead.
And Alton has to take advantage of those moments. They are almost playing we'll live with that kind of defense on her. And so you have to be a threat in order to balance yourself offensively.
Nice take. Down the left side of the lane, Leopold now with 6 points, back to an 11-point game, under a minute to go here in the third. God, Van Ryn hustling down low, and then Henley can't catch the basketball. Furman turns it over.
Yeah, a lot of that is due to Sanford's pressure up the line in those gaps and really making you have to reach outside of your comfort zone to catch the ball.
Alton to the corner, Henley, 3-pointer on the way, yes.
What
Big
a
shot by
big
Henley, quick
shot.
release, she has 12.
What a big shot for Henley, picking up where she left off in that first half.
Furman lead back at 14, largest has been here in the third quarter. Shot clock turned off, Bulldogs want to wait for the last shot. Big momentum possession right now, Furman bench energized. I think Kenoyer is going to get the ball in her hands. Leopold, step back jumper on the way, air ball, and it's going to be out of bounds with 1.1 seconds. And this is Coach Carson may be content just to inbound the basketball and go to the fourth.
Yeah, just get out of here with some great momentum and be ready to battle and fight in that fourth.
And that's exactly what the Paladins do. Strong start, Furman pushes a 6-point lead out to double digits, finishes hitting 8 of their last 10 here in the third, and it's Henley leading the Paladins up 14 going to the fourth.
True Blue means unwavering loyalty and commitment. To earn this level of trust, Ford builds the trucks and SUVs that help keep you in command when you're on the road. And in return, America has shown its loyalty. See your Carolina Ford dealer today. Discover what True Blue means to you. Now get 0 for 60 plus up to $1,500 bonus cash on select 2021 Ford vehicles. Learn more at buyfordnow.com and custom order yours today.
If the past year left you feeling vulnerable to your health, this is your moment. It's time to take control. Time to get the expert care you need for the piece of you at the center of everything. Your heart. Because you're ready and we're here to help you start. Start at the heart of your health. Bon Secours, heart care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/heart to get started by making an appointment today.
My fellow gods and goddesses, the dark skies have spoken.
It is time for Susan and I to retire from Mount Olympus.
But where will you go?
We're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we take it higher.
The BMW iX. Electricity in its ultimate form.
Electric Avenue.
Build your own first ever all-electric BMW iX today.
Back in the Play for K game. Furman Timmons Arena Building Superintendent Tracy Davidson battling lung cancer, honored during this second half. What a great person Tracy is, and the Fight for Tracy Fund. And tell you what, anybody that can beat cancer is going to be Tracy Davidson. It's great to see her here tonight.
Yeah, there was a lot of support, standing ovation, empty seats all in the gym, just supporting what she does and what she has done for this program for many years.
She gets about everything done in this building that is humanly possible. So thoughts and prayers with Tracy as she continues to fight. A lot of folks pulling for her here tonight and throughout her battle. Fourth quarter, that will be Bulldog basketball to start. Furman's still shooting 59% for the basketball game, limiting 9 turnovers. You do have Walters back out there, 3 fouls. Tate Walters have played just 12 minutes without foul trouble. We'll see if she can be a factor here in the fourth. Is such a pivotal part of this Furman offense. 3-pointer on the way, Leopold, that's off the mark. Rebound taken down by Walters. 14-point Furman lead, looking to firmly cement third place, potentially a chance to battle up for second during the last week or so of the season.
Yep, and this is a big pivotal game for Furman, and they have to make sure that they take care of business and do all the little things, because that's how you beat a team like Sanford.
Air ball saved in by Hodges into the hands of the Paladins. Rebounds now slight favorite for Furman at 25-24. You sense when Walters is running this Furman offense out in a heck of a job and growing with confidence, but the team seems to flow a little bit better with Walters getting the ball in the possessions where she needs to, as Van Rye can't make the layup. Kenorier can't knock down the jumper. Battle for the basketball into the hands of Henley.
A lot of bodies on that floor there, and you're seeing Sydney James take on the job of doing her best to stop Kenorier.
11 points, 4-7 from the field for the leading scorer in the Southern Conference, averaging near 18 a game. James, 3-pointer on the way. Front rim, can't get it to fall. James only points coming from the free throw line, now 0 of 5 from the field. Nice pass down low, count it, and a foul, a chance for a 3-point play.
Yeah, and Golofac has really struggled in just getting herself going, getting a rhythm. And a lot of that is because of Furman's, approach to her, where they're fronting her and making it really difficult for her to catch it. And if she catches it over the top, she's being sandwiched.
See 2 of the leaders in the Southern Conference up top, and field goal presented Natalie Armstrong, not with the Bulldogs there at 45.3. Furman as a team has not shot 50% from the field this season. Their highest coming earlier this season, 47% at Sanford. Right now sitting at 55%.
That's
Hunter
impressive.
Reed, Furman, longtime Furman SID. That's all the facts.
Oh, yeah. You got to have somebody like that.
Heavy pressure Bulldogs by Sanford, and it's going to be a 5-second call as Henley didn't put the ball on the hardwood and a Furman turnover.
Yeah, and that's one of those freshman situations where you got to understand time and place, right? That's the situation where you got to at least put the ball on the deck and get yourself another 5 seconds to do whatever you were trying to do offensively.
Still plenty of time for the Bulldogs, but need to start stringing some stops and scores together. Far side 3-pointer on the way, rattles home. Shantae Battle, the senior out of Mobile, Alabama, hits the third 3-pointer.
And that's how you know Battle is a senior. She has missed some pretty bad threes and airballed a few, but that never wavered her confidence.
Van Rye, double team comes, fight through it, gets the roll just over the front of the rim. Van Rye now has 15.
It's a tough shot for Van Rye, but knowing that she's not getting 110 from Ngolofac, who wants to be out on the floor to be the offensive impact needed.
Kenorier, quick trigger 3 on the way. Bulldogs can't knock it down. They're looking for back-to-back 3-pointers. And here's Walters quickly into the front court. And now ball tipped away, breakaway. Vermeil sees it all the way down, can't make the layup. Rebound taken down by Hodges. She now has 10, and the senior has a double-double. Furman dodges a bullet there as Vermeil read it the whole way.
She definitely did. They understand, and you can definitely tell that they've done film on trying to find ways to get Tiara Hodges out of her sweet spots.
Out of bounds, it'll stay with the Paladins. You see all the pressure and the rotation of the defense coming over there for Hodges. Left James open from the corner. Sydney James trying to get going. She's a big part of this Paladin team. If they can make a run to the Southern Conference Tournament, it's going to be Sydney James.
Yeah.
Probably having 1 or 2 games where she gets into double figures.
Yeah, and that's one of, the ebbs and flows of Sydney James. She just has to work on being more consistent in what she does. When she shoots the ball well, Furman is unbeatable. And so, especially when everything else is going, because you're going to get the same thing from Tierra Hodges, which is efficient basketball.
Hodges still 4 points off a career high. No one cuts off the basketball. Canorier coast to coast, back to a 9-point game. Then on the other end, Henley. That's the second time the Paladins have beaten the Bulldogs down the court on the made basket.
Yes, and that is why they work really hard, and I'm sure they practice this at getting the ball out of the basket as quickly as possible so that you can see what options you have in that open floor.
Hand check against Furman, the Paladins' second team foul here in the fourth. Bulldogs have not committed a personal here in the fourth quarter. Of course, 5 fouls, 2 shots. Walters defending with those 3 fouls. Near side, you see a lot of action down low. Nelson trying to post up Van Rye. Now 8 to shoot down low. Ball goes through the hands of Nelson. It's out of bounds for a turnover.
I could see Sanford trying to take advantage of their attacks at Tate Walters with her being in foul trouble.
See the point differential tonight. Furman defense much tighter than the game in Birmingham. So is the Bulldogs. Furman scored 81 points in that loss, just 64 tonight. But tell you what, a lot of it's been Furman's able to keep Canorier contained. You're not going to shut her down, but just 13 points, not letting Canorier beat the Paladins here.
And that's what their defense is built to do, is to contain. That pack line defense really makes it difficult for you to take, uncontested shots.
Now a foul and 2 shots coming up. Patient Furman offense. Double-digit lead, 5:40 to go. You don't want to take the air out of the basketball. You still want to attack.
Absolutely. Just be opportunistic on those situations. If it's a fast break, take advantage of it. If you have a post-up opportunity and you can draw fouls, take advantage of it.
And Ryan knocks it down. The senior now 2 of 4 from the charity stripe. Furman as a team 6 of 10 from the line. Dribble handoff, Canorier splits the defenders into the lane, can't get it to go. Rebound taken down by Sydney James. Canorier takes it away, loose, and now Hodges has it.
Oh my goodness.
Back and forth we go. Physical play in the backcourt. No, now you're gonna get an offensive foul against Tate Walters, and it's gonna be her 4th. We'll have to get another look. They're gonna get her for that offhand push-off. We'll see if we can't get another one. A lot of pressure in the backcourt. And Jonathan, here's the scramble. Is eventually going to get called with a Tate offensive foul.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of just not taking care of the ball.
Bang, bang.
Yeah, I mean, that just looks like a situation where the previous stuff that went down made you a little bit tighter when it came to blowing the whistle.
Approaching the final media timeout. 13-point Furman lead, and now a chance to cut it to 10. Hampton, who came in averaging 7 points a game, now has 9. A chance to get 10 as Sanford won't go away quietly here. Still plenty of time to go in Timmons.
That's what makes Sanford such a tough team. They do not stopping until that whistle blows.
Free throw rattles home. Henley's 12 points, now 14, a season high for the freshman. She's been a big part in this 10-point Furman lead. Got to keep scoring. Ball almost tipped away out of bounds, and it will be Sanford basketball. Furman's getting sloppy and inopportune times.
Yeah, and Henley's had some struggles when it comes to just understanding the why behind what Coach Carson is looking for in those offensive plays. The more understanding that you are within a coach's offense, the more that coach feels confident in keeping you out there.
Contested jumper short. Henley with the rebound. Freshman 14.4 rebounds. He'll be out and running the offense. She's played a pivotal role tonight with Walters' limited minutes with that foul trouble. Look at triple team on Hodges, down low to Van Ryn. What a finish.
And that just shows you how strong Tierra Hodges was. Hands coming down at the ball while she's holding it, and she still finds the strength to muster it up and get it to Van Ryn for that jumper.
Hodges 4 assists from a triple-double. As Kenorier goes down low, she can't finish. Hodges with another rebound. 12-point lead, clock approaching 4 to play. Out and into the front court. Now she'll slow things down. What's the balance between, pressing forward, trying to take advantage of maybe a break and using a little bit of clock here as we go under 4?
Well, the goal is, and this is what Coach Carson teaches a lot of her players, is when they get out in the open floor, if you don't have a pass up ahead, try to get as deep as you can to get that paint touch. Now, if it's not there, now you got to run your stuff.
Now a foul. We'll give Furman a fresh 20 seconds when we come back. Furman looking to close out a big home victory here in Greenville when we come back.
In the Carolinas, True Blue means unwavering loyalty and commitment. To earn this level of trust, Ford builds the trucks and SUVs that help keep you in command when you're on the road. And in return, America has shown its loyalty. See your Carolina Ford dealer today. Discover what True Blue means to you. Now get 0 for 60 plus up to $1,500 bonus cash on select 2021 Ford vehicles. Learn more at buyfordnow.com and custom order yours today.
If the past year left you feeling vulnerable to your health, this is your moment. It's time to take control. Time to get the expert care you need for the piece of you at the center of everything. Your heart. Because you're ready and we're here to help you start. Start at the heart of your health. Bon Secours, heart care for the universe of you. Visit bonsecours.com/heart to get started by making an appointment today.
My fellow gods and goddesses, the dark skies have spoken.
It is time for Susan and I to retire from Mount Olympus.
But where will you go?
We're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we take it higher.
The BMW iX. Electricity in its ultimate form.
Electric Avenue.
Build your own first ever all-electric BMW iX today.
Grace Van Ryn tied her career high, 19 points. And tell you what, she's been getting it going down low. She's helped out Hodges. Between Hodges 4 off her career high at 24, Van Ryn tying it at 19. Big time performances for the Paladins. You can't lose Nieva Henley, the freshman with 14, coming off that starting lineup spot for the Paladins. So Walters back out there with 4 personal fouls. Furman with the basketball, 12-point lead with 3:40 to go.
Yeah, and Oughton has also been very impressive offensively.
And Ryan misses there. You see 80% came in that top 4 in the Southern Conference in field goal percentage. Nice entry pass down low, finishing is Ramil. 10-point game, 325. And you see Samford defensively almost double-teaming the basketball.
Well, what they're doing is they're waiting for those balls to get in the corners, knowing that Furman runs a lot of different continuities where they share the ball a ton.
Walters thought about a 3. Now will step in. Big shot on the way, off the mark. Henley battles for the rebound. Loose, and now they're going to get a foul against Henley. And it looked like things might have getting heated down low between Henley looking to rebound, and I think we're going to have a technical foul potentially on the Bulldogs. We'll have a conversation. They'll go to the monitor. We'll see if we can't get a conversation with us to get an explanation. Coach Carson wanted the jump ball. Instead, they're going to get a foul on the Paladins. And then they'll go to the monitor. We'll see if we can get an explanation on what they're looking at. It's Christy Weed maybe going to come over and have a conversation with us. So they're going to say a foul on Henley, and then they're at the monitor to see what, an intentional foul, an extended arm, something extracurricular. We'll see if we can't get another look. As it stands right now, that's the 5th Furman team foul, so regardless, it will be 2 shots at the other end for the Bulldogs. As you take another look, Coach Carson saying, hey, wanted a jump ball. There you see the foul, and then they're going to go back here to see, oh, maybe the elbow thrown by Ramil.
Yep. And so that's one of the things that are definitely being reviewed in there.
So if they do that, I think it's going to be a dead ball contact technical foul. I believe it'll be a flagrant 1. If they rule it intentional, and we'll see if we can't get another look. You definitely see the elbow. I guess, Jonathan, you got to rule what intentionality to it, contact, things like that.
Yeah, and they're going to look at emotion too. You know, if you're just trying to clear your space without any like harm or intent, you didn't know, but it seems like there's a little bit more there. Once you see that turn and that eye contact, it looked like she was looking for something.
Officials still at the monitor having a look here with 3:06 to go. Samford with 2 timeouts left. The Paladins with the full complement. And now Christy Weed's going to take a look. As the Bulldogs after this will head over to Spartanburg. Big game Saturday at Wofford. Right now, Mercer seems to be supplanting themselves as the top team of the Southern Conference up on the Terriers. Then they got one more. They'll have Mercer at home before heading to Asheville. And you know, it's that fun time of year when the upcoming schedule includes the Southern Conference Tournament.
Oh, yeah, one of the biggest tournaments in that Southeast region. I think that Asheville has done a really good job of really gravitating a ton of fans, being that kind of neutral site for this conference.
The officials still having a conversation on what the call is going to be.
Good angle right there.
That's a good angle. They're going to say nothing there, but look, there's the elbow coming across, and I guess they're going to rule didn't hit. So as it stands, there'll be 2 shots for the Bulldogs and Ramil at 3:06 and cut it to an 8-point game. That last foul going to go against Henley. It's going to be her 2nd personal foul. Right now, the Bulldogs 5 of 8 from the free throw line. Furman 7 of 11.
It's a big 2.
Furman, 8-point lead with the basketball, under 3 to go. Van Rye kicks it out to Walters. Open 3 on the way. Big shot, Tate Walters. Just her 2nd field goal, but coming at a huge time to push the Furman lead back to 11.
And that's what we talk about, how special Tate Walters is, especially when she's in an offensive rhythm. She can shoot the ball, she can get to the basket, but her IQ is what really separates her from a lot of guards in the SoCon.
Hodges, 13 points, 24 rebounds, and now with an 11-point lead, 2:20 to go. Furman wisely using the clock. Other scores around the Southern Conference tonight, we mentioned over in Spartanburg. Looks like the Mercer Bears will get a big win over Wofford. They're up 18. ETSU and Western in a 1-possession game. UNCG up on Chat in the 4th. Walters, elbow jumpers off the mark, could have fallen through contact.
Yeah, it looked like Coach Carson was looking for a little foul there on Walters.
Battle trying to find any sort of space. Runs into Hodges, and it's going to be an offensive foul as Hodges takes the charge.
That was great vertical defense initially for Tierra Hodges in the post, but then also just her rotating over, being in the right spot at the right time, and making Sanford have to earn everything they're getting offensively.
Grayson Boone in as Henley takes the seat. Coach Carson may be thinking the foul game might be coming, so getting Boone in, who's a very good free throw shooter on the year. Theoretically, when she gets to the line, doesn't get there much. Walters has it poked away, and now loose ball if you're Walters trying not to foul. Does a great job. That's when you want to back off, not pick up that 5th personal foul.
Absolutely.
Also now a lot of contact. It's going to be a blocking foul. And 2 shots coming up the line with 1:26 to go.
That was a lot of gambling for Furman, trying to get that ball back. But what you did was you created an open floor situation for Sanford to get to the free throw line.
Hodges inside the cylinder, the restricted area, and automatic blocking foul on the contact. I don't know what the refs could be looking at here. She was definitely inside the restricted arc.
Yeah, probably just another set of eyes.
And on the replay, she was.
Oh, yeah, she was in there.
So it should be a foul on Hodges. There'll be 2 shots coming up for the Bulldogs. We'll see if we can't get another look to verify, Jonathan, but it looked like the first time it was very clearly a shot in the Take another look. There you see Hodges come over in the restricted area. Now the officials having a conversation about it. I'll be honest, I couldn't quite get the explanation that Christy Wee was trying to tell you. You kind of looked at me and said, "You got it?" I said, "I don't."
Okay, yeah, we both were kind of blinking pretty hard there.
As it stands right now, I believe the foul will stay, and that's, they're going to change it to an offensive foul against the Bulldogs, and we'll see if we can't get an explanation there. Look, as I understand it.
Was it?
And now that'll let the Bulldogs set up the full court pressure, but wave off the shots. That's Coach Carly Coons trying to get it.
Yeah, she's got I need answer eyes. Yeah, this is a play where Furman has to make sure they do the job and taking care of the ball and making sure that they don't give Sanford anything easy.
Clarification, they're saying the restricted arc does not matter on a pass. So since the ball was passed to her, in position, took the charge, and that's why.
Pass and no dribble, so just went right into it.
Right into it. Now Walters in the backcourt. She'll be fouled. The 4th team foul, no shots yet. And with 1:23 to go, Furman set to inbound again in the backcourt.
They're going to put in Golofak on the ball to use that length and try to disrupt Tierra Hodges on the pass.
Furman comes in near 17 turnovers a game. Just 14 so far, and it'll be foul in the backcourt. Hodges will go to the line to shoot 2 with 1:20 remaining.
And that's what Sanford's trying to do. They're trying to stop the clock and try to get more opportunities for possessions.
Hodges' first free throw is up and in, 3 points off. That career high. 12-point lead, 1:20 to go. Bulldogs are going to need some long-range buckets and Furman to turn the basketball over as Hodges makes it down. Big-time response for the Paladins after letting that 20-point lead get down to 6 at the half. Really came out in the second half, seized control as that three-pointer's off the mark, and really never looked back after the Bulldogs had gained momentum going into the half.
Yeah, and here's the thing. As hard as Sanford has been fighting, it is still difficult to come back from 20 full points. And they gave themselves a lot of energy, and they still are giving themselves a ton of energy to try to get themselves back in this game.
Ball inbound and underneath. Loose ball is going to be grabbed by James. Under a minute to go, 13-point game. Furman with the basketball. Pressures. Van Rye has it knocked away, and now if that's going to be on Tate Walters, it's going to be her 5th.
And a lot of that was just Furman not taking care of the ball. And that's what they have to do. And the thing is when you don't, there becomes loose ball situations, and you create fouls.
Walters checks out with that 5th personal. 20 minutes of action for the sophomore, 6 points. A really big 5 assists. That shows how the offense goes through. But really, their staff is talking to Sydney James and say, hey, when you get the ball into the basket looking to clear, you don't want to. Van Rye does a lot of things, but having
it was
a
like
big senior out of Knoxville bringing up the court is really not what you want.
Yeah, and she had the ability to just turn the corner and just put the ball on the deck. I think Sydney James forgot she was a guard there.
Both free throws knocked down, and Furman, with plenty of timeouts remaining, will advance the ball into the front court. Of course, under a minute to go, can advance it into the front court. So right now, if you're Furman focused getting the ball in and Sanford to play the foul game, as you look at what the Paladins have upcoming, a big one on Saturday will be the Mercer Bears coming in. And tell you what, you think they don't have this game scheduled? Only Southern Conference loss for the Bears have been in Macon when Furman went into Hawkins Arena and shocked the Bears 69-66.
Yes, and I know that Coach Gardner is going to make sure that her players are up to the task to play to their standard. They're not going to let that punch in the mouth happen again. They're going to come in punching, and Furman's going to come in punching. It's going to be who's standing at the end of that game on Saturday.
After the timeout, Furman ball into the front court. Alton set to inbound. Tell you what, points in the paint tonight for the Paladins, 40 of their 73 points. With 59.7 to go. Furman immediately gets it into Hodges, and she'll be fouled by Leopold, and Hodges will go to the line. And she'll have 2 shots, knocks them both down, tied her career high. What a night, Van Rye, Hindley, Hodges, all having career nights here.
Tierra Hodges obviously having one of those games where she's had to do a little bit of everything. Even when the attention was on her, she did a good job of finding Van Rye, putting her in situations where she could turn and score the ball. And so her offensive impact creates opportunities for other players on her team.
Second free throw rattles home, and that does tie the career high for Tierra Hodges. Sanford has to go and go quick. Leopold down the lane, she'll lay it in. 75-64, 51.2 to go. Alton quickly gets the inbounds, and she'll be fouled. For Sanford there, you think about taking one of your timeouts, setting your defense?
Yeah, just so you can get yourself into something, some kind of pressure, D. Even though I think they've already got the plan, and it might be just to go man-to-man, but at least you got them set up where you can kind of see what Furman is getting set for and then start anticipating his basketball players.
Alton 68% on the year from the line, rattles the first home. Furman out scoring Sanford 28-8 in the first and 20-12 in the second. That extended really the lead out. It's been a tale of the first and third quarters that have the Paladins comfortably up with 49 seconds to go. Furman staff yelling for Alton.
Get back.
To get back here with 44 seconds to go. Boyer contested three-pointer. How about that with a hand in her face?
Well, she's been having a hand in her face majority of this game, which has made it really, really difficult for her to get herself into much of an offensive rhythm. But she is such a good player that it doesn't matter. She can still put the ball in the basket with any type of slither of daylight.
I'd say Knorr struggled tonight, 3 of 8 downtown, 6 of 15. She still has 16 points, just a couple points off her season average. Makes her why she's so dangerous. And you talked about it, easy to see why she went for almost 30 against Furman and Birmingham.
And the thing is, she didn't even start in that one. She came alive in the second quarter in that game where she just became just something else.
One more upcoming for the freshman out of Fort Myers, trying to push it back to a double-digit game. Knocks down the second. And quickly into the front court. Leopold will pull up, long 2-point jumper. Long rebound taken down by James. James into the front court all by herself, and she'll slow things down. Christy Weed's gonna call a foul, and there'll be 2 coming up at the line. I'll tell you what, if you Leopold, the long 2, I don't think it's what you're looking for right now.
I don't think
10.
that was the plan. I think that was kind of a reactional thing, but that was definitely not the plan, especially when you've got like the firepower that you have on that offense that can shoot the ball.
2 coming up at the line for James, 2 of 2 tonight, now 3 of 3. As you take a look at the Southern Conference standings, Furman's set. Tell you what, if they hold on, a big-time win and really almost lock up, almost third at least in the Southern Conference. Well, that's big. I know you play Mercer on Saturday, still potentially things upcoming, but you can finish second or third. You avoid Mercer in the semifinal round of the tournament up in Asheville, which is big.
Yeah, and who's to say what's going to happen, because Mercer is still, they've got their hands full going against Wofford. They got their hands full coming up in here on Saturday, and so they're going to have to also try to maintain that lead, and it's not a comfortable one, all right, because Wofford is right behind them. They've got 8 wins, and Furman's right behind them. All they got to do is pull off 2.
Crowd comes to their feet as Furman 79-67 win over the Sanford Bulldogs as Coach Coons and Coach Jackie Carson shake hands at midcourt, and Jonathan, wire-to-wire win for the Paladins.
Absolutely a must-need, especially when it comes down to the SoCon standings. They are definitely going to need that momentum also to get themselves ready for the #1 team in the conference in Mercer.
Tara Hodges, your Papa John's player of the game. Could have gone with a plethora of Paladins tonight. 28 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists. I mean, you're running out of adjectives to describe Tara Hodges.
Thank you. I could say that Tierra Hodges is just unstoppable when she puts her mind to it. She was one of those players tonight, even though the defense honed in on her, she found ways to get other players involved, and that's what makes her a special player in the SoCon.
Jackie Carson comes over. She's going to have a seat after her team wins 79-67 over the Sanford Bulldogs to move to 8-3 in the Southern Conference, 15-10 overall. And Coach, quite a win. Congratulations. And you could look at a plethora of players tonight that stepped up. Multiple players tied their career high, and you led wire to wire.
Yeah, it was a great win. I'm glad we came out with such firepower. Our offense was really clicking. Our transition was great. I wish we hadn't let our foot off the pedal a little bit in the second quarter, but overall, that's a really good Sanford team. This was a really important win, and I'm proud of how we defended our home court. So
you stay within shouting distance of first in the Southern Conference, and you look at you let a 20-point lead get down to 6. Momentum at the half might not have been going your way, and your team immediately pushes into the double digits, and you lead for all 40 minutes tonight.
Yeah, so we talked about in the locker room the mistakes that we made, but then we had to respond back in the third quarter. So we couldn't come out flat. We lost a little bit of our luster and our intensity, and so we had to really work on getting that back. But I felt like our senior leadership was really good. Tierra Hodges, was a steady for us, and as you mentioned, we had a lot of kids step up and just make some big plays and push the tempo. So I thought our freshmen did a great job of doing what they do and looking a little fearless, and I'm just proud of our team for a good win.
Henley with 14 points, another freshman out and 8 points, but she had a lot of the responsibility running that offense with Walters in foul trouble. And tell you what, you try to get her step in to shoot that mid-range jumper, and she did.
Yeah, well, she wants to be a set-em-up point guard, but she is a very capable scorer, and so we talked about that. We knew that Sanford normally doesn't defend their players that don't tend to shoot. And so we challenged our point guards that are outside of Tate that you're going to have to find the gaps and you're going to have to make them defend you. So I think she did that by having 2 great shots in the seam, and it kind of took them out of the air out of their sails. So
15 wins, 8 in the Southern Conference, still 3 games to go. A big one Saturday. Mercer Bears, they're beating Wofford tonight. Will come in with still just 1 Southern Conference loss. That's to you guys. The Bears are going to have this game scheduled trying to get payback.
Oh, yeah, this has been circled. Mercer's been just a perennial powerhouse. They had a great environment there, so I really hope that everybody comes back out on Saturday at 6 for one to send off these seniors in a great way. Our 4 seniors have been phenomenal for our program, and 2, just it's a big game for us. So we need everybody to show up. We need everybody to come help us defend Timmons.
Coach, congratulations on the win.
Awesome. Thanks, Bryant.
Furman head coach Jackie Carson giving her thoughts after her team wins at 79-67. For Byron Apt, his entire ESPN crew, Jonathan Williams, I'm Bryant Lambert saying so long as the Paladins win their 15th game of the year.